Hi everyone, welcome back to Saturday, the night of Saturday Night Takeaway with Ant and Deck, and yes, this is really exciting. So I have been dying to get to this all day, but it's been a little bit pear-shaped. So let's rewind a bit to the dentist, what palaver that was. So there I go to my appointment, and already sitting in the chair, and we were supposed to be taking out a different tooth. Well, the night before, the tooth that he tried to save was playing up, and it was the one that had, obviously he did say that he will do everything he can to save it, but boy was it playing up. And it felt like the filling was bashing against the other tooth, the other tooth. You know where you feel like there's something wedged between your teeth and you try and pick it out? That's what it felt like. So I said, look, you're going to have to take this one out instead. So I think he then, I mean, obviously he didn't sound very happy, but we had to make a decision to move and get rid of this tooth instead. I mean, the other tooth is on borrowed time at the moment because that's cracked. The nerve is near enough exposed, so that really needs to come out ASAP, but I can't be in pain, I need to get it out. So yeah, he's taken it out and he's done me up, couldn't feel anything, great. And I was literally sitting in the waiting area and it was literally really painful. I was like, you've got to get this out now, He took it out, and then all of a sudden he couldn't get the rest of it out because he said there is a risk that this could break, and it did. So there was a chap next door, I don't know whether he works there or whether he's a specialist, but I was told that the specialist is the one that comes in from Brimfield, because he only comes in, he's like a specialist oral surgeon, and he only comes in every Tuesday. And the other guy tried to get it out, he couldn't get it out, they were really tugging on it, and yeah, all of a sudden crack. So as much as they tried to do it, it cracked, and he was like, yeah, it's got to be Mr. Habib. Now Mr. Habib is the oral surgeon, and he has got brute force. He will ram and try and get this out. But he's good at what he does. So now a referral's got to go to him. So yeah, I mean, I had a better night's sleep, I weren't in pain, so most of the pain's gone, but still half the tooth is left in the gum. So although they've took most of the tooth away, I've now got another bit of tooth that won't come out. So you know what that means? They've got to make a cut into the gum to get it out. So another trip I've got to make, because I've got another two teeth that need to come out. I mean, I'm 30 and I'm losing all my teeth, that ain't good. But I just find teeth so painful. There is a tooth that's under the gum, I can't remember where it is, but back when I was seeing Duncan, her name was Helen Duncan, she was said that on the x-ray there was a tooth trying to make way to come up, so I think that's what it is, because with your teeth the pain can go round all of your gum, it can vary, but yeah, so apparently he said the surgery will be in touch. Well, they haven't been, so I rang them yesterday, left a voicemail, still nothing. And I'm thinking, well, each day that goes by and they're not contacting me is another day that I've got to wait for it to be done, because if he's only there on a Tuesday, this, I really need to get booked in for next week. So I'm going to leave it till, what are we on, Wednesday? Well, let's leave it till Thursday, and then I'm going to ring them again. But it's just the amount of appointments I've had so far. I've had a fill-in, I've had a check-up, then a fill-in. Now they've got this out and broke it, So that was a right bloody waste of time. So back on the medication. They've given me some sort of swab thing, whatever that thing is, because when you have your teeth extracted, you bite down on that. Do not, whatever you do, lick that socket. If you lick that socket, you're going to end up with a dry socket, and that is where it's visible to the bone. So I've been given it says do not disturb the blood clot and stuff, because if that clot dislodges, you've got dry socket. And I've been through that process before, because when I had the very first extraction, it was a tooth. No, it was my first experience of obviously extraction. It's not like milk teeth where your baby teeth, you can just wriggle it and it comes out. These big fuckers at the back of your jaw are anchored in like no tomorrow. They will not budge on your own. You need force to get it out. Ideally someone yanking on it. And yeah, and they're tugging and they're, you know, circling and trying to tug the bloody thing out, and it won't budge. And yeah, I had a dry socket, because obviously with your tongue, sometimes, you know, you can control what your tongue does, but sometimes your tongue won't leave things alone. And I kept licking it, because obviously I could taste the blood, and then I ended up with a dry socket. Excruciating pain. If you think tooth pain's worse, this is 10 times worse. And then obviously it got so bad that I had to make an emergency appointment to have, she put like this spongy thing in there, and it sort of like created like a cover for it. But I really was so, I just kept thinking to myself all the way home, and I kept the gauze pressed down on it until I got home, and I'm just thinking, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. And yeah, so it's going to be really fun seeing him. But yeah, I could be in for months of pain at the moment with these bloody teeth. As I said, my granddad has had, he never had any dentists or fillings, or, you know, back in them days. And he took them out. He wanted them all took out because they were just so painful for him. So when he eats stuff, he has to use, the top of your mouth is called a palate. So he uses his tongue to bash it. Imagine that's like the crisp. He'll use his tongue to bash the crisp against his palate, because that's, to him, is like his teeth. He has got dentures, aka fake teeth, but he doesn't wear them, because the problem is with dentures, we all know that you have to put glue on the denture to glue it to the gum. Well, of course, they're always going to slide off and stuff. So yeah, not the best of things, but yeah. So, I mean, by the time you see this video's not going up until the 18th, so I probably would have had it by then. But I mean, we've got a couple of events coming up, which is obviously Mother's Day, and then the week after, no, it's not this week. Mother's Day is the 19th, and then the week after that is when the UK, the clocks go forward an hour. So me and Tessa are always saying, oh, it's getting faster each day and stuff, and it's going to get even faster. You know, the day just goes so quick. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm being serious, I've actually been getting up at, say, like 7 o'clock in the morning, just to try and get as much as I need to do down. And yeah, and even getting up at 7 o'clock, that whizzes by, because once you've had your shower and all that, before you know it, it's gone 9 o'clock. So I'm afraid that there's no way of turning time down. This is a really lovely contrast. I'm loving this speckly bit going down. It's really cool. See, it's like this one. What one would you do that? Because if you zoom in on your cameras, half of this is purple and half is yellow. So it's like, what do you do? Do you do it purple or do you do it yellow, you know? But yeah, I've just been doing a bit of crafts. I've decorated this this is my diamond painting pot, but on my craft channel, I decided to put these spare drills that I had all around the edge to make it sort of like a little bit like an upcycling sort of project, really. And I used the tub for spare drills because I don't have any more of that size wax. It makes I don't know what that black thing is, but it makes a really good, don't worry, it's not a fly. It makes a really good sort of storage pot for your spare drills. So it's one way of storing them. But yeah, I mean, the craft channel, I've not really uploaded much because there's just it's difficult to come up with things to do. I mean, obviously now, between now and Easter is going to be quite difficult. I mean, I need to really get crochet up and sorted. But again, it's when I did the tutorial on it, the first run, it went horribly wrong. So it sort of puts me off it. But I will persevere. You know, if you fail once, you try again. And yeah, funny I should say that actually. There was this person selling. Someone sold issue 14 of crochet on the app called Vinted, and obviously I don't have a file for crochet at the moment because obviously I've got too many running through the week, so I don't really want to extend it and pay out even more, because it's a careful balance. If I take on more files, that's more money I've got to pay out each week, and I need to try and, you know, I haven't, some weeks I don't even have the money to pay each week, you know, and that's what creates a backlog. So yeah, so she was selling it for, I think it was like $150, and I'm like, you've made a big loss there, but I won't gonna complain because that was a good deal for me. And I think it came yesterday, so at some point I've got to go and pick it up, because there's a new thing now where you can send it to the lockers. So it's just, lockers are brilliant, you know, if you're out you can go and pick it up when you want. It's just, oh, fantastic. So yeah. Okay, so that's 4, yeah. But I think the Every app's updated now, because when I put my order in, it was really weird. It was saying it was out for delivery when it weren't, and it was delivered and stuff. And I think it's updated, because when I bought this other thing, it's updated saying that the sellers put it in the locker, and yeah, so it's all updated lovely. So I think they're back up and running again. So really enjoyed this. I don't really want this painting to end. I like the way the hands are not drilled. That's really cool. But yeah, so I'm always very creative. I love working with my hands. I love like looking at products and thinking, right, we've got like a piece of, for example, that pot I just showed you. How can I make that more attractive, you know? And the thing is, with crystals, I don't really do it with rhinestones, but with crystals, I like to try and keep them to upcycle, because things like this, I could make cards out of that easy. So yeah, it's quite nice to come up with something. So to basically use them on, because I try to save them. I just think all of that is a waste to dispose of, and at some point I really need to go over and separate them all, but yeah, not yet, I think. No. I've got to fish some drills out of there, because we've got 2 up here and 3 up here that we need to finish off there, but yeah, it was on the news today. Remember that this video is being recorded in advance, so I'm recording this on the 7th of March. This video goes up on the 18th of March. But they were saying that the King visited Colchester today, so a royal visit to Colchester, so it's come out quite a way. I think they drove by car, so yeah. Because apparently they were supposed to go a lot sooner, but because of the weather and that. But I think Prince Harry has gave the royal family a dilemma or something, because there's talk about whether he will attend the coronation, and I really hope he does, because, you know, that's a once in a lifetime event that you're not going to really see again. You know, obviously with different monarchs you will, but obviously that's his dad, so he really needs to attend that, ideally. Now this is where it's going to get funky, because this is a really dark green, and this is sort of his leg now. So can you see the difference in colours here? It's really lovely, isn't it? But yeah, I've been wanted to do some after lunch of this, but just haven't had the time. I mean, 4 o'clock I had to go out and get my next issue. I had to get some supplies as well. I'm always running out of this. I'm very heavy-handed with this. I always squirt it 4 times, in, like I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, of squirting it in the washing up bowl. So I really need to cut that down to doing it once. But there's so many fragrances. They've got pomegranate. That one's, I think, yeah, it's apple and rhubarb. But they've got so many lovely ones. But Tesco's do a really lovely own make. And they do some for 50p, but it's their own brand. I mean, with me, pish posh, you know, Fairy liquid is liquid, you know. As long as it does the job, I don't really care what brand it is, but I do like my Fairy. But they've got a pomegranate one, they've got a lemon one, they have a, what do you call it, the, you know, that blue anti-bac one, and then they've got the platinum one, which is supposed to be really, like, high-tech, 10 tons, like, for greasy stuff and stuff. I just said that twice. But, yeah. But I think I'm going to probably place another range order soon, because this is now approaching. I think if it's 2 colours, like if the drill is mixed between half pink and half yellow, I think they should do a half and half drill colour. Today, I've never known a painting to have a half and half drill, so I think that would be quite groovy to bring out. And then obviously I'm trying to decide what to have, but yeah, as I said, I'll probably do another range order, because we're approaching the end of this now, so that means I can get another order in. I'm really tempted to get the giraffes, they look really lovely. But I really like the little penguin as well. I was going to get the turtle, but I just can't make my mind up, because the turtle's great, but then you've got all this sort of like blue, I think it's like water or something behind it, and I don't know what it is, but half my mind says yes, and then the other half says like, don't get it, you know, so it's difficult what to do. But yeah. But yeah, they've been saying that apparently we've got to have snow or something, but there's nothing been. Alexa, what's the weather forecast for Braintree, please?
Right now in Braintree, England, it's 3 degrees Celsius with clear skies. Tonight's forecast has snow flurries.
Yeah.
Low of -1 degrees.
So snow.
By the way, there's a yellow warning for snow in effect from Wednesday 8th of March, 12
Cool.
AM to Thursday 9th of March, 9 AM.
See, they said that the other day and there was nothing, so snow flurries apparently. But yeah, they said yesterday that we were supposed to have yellow warning for snow, but we always, I don't know what it is, but the UK always seems to get snow in February. One year it was really bad, and it's weird because like you're just going into spring and then you're getting snow. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, unfortunately, I've had to have a jiggle around. You know, when I do a Tuesday from A to B, that's going to have to be scrapped because it's taken all my stream limit up, and I'm not going to pay for the service because I get 20 hours free. So that is really taking up a lot of my time streaming. So unfortunately, we're going to have to close that. Which is a shame because I really would like to, I don't mean close StreamYards, I mean like stop the A to B paintings, because I really, you know, I've really enjoyed it, but it's so time consuming sitting there for 4 hours in the same position, you know. But yeah, I need to cater for the other channels. I mean, I was trying to get the crafting channel onto a live, but the system would just not link it. I don't know what it is. I've activated because when you set up a new, well, you don't need to set up multiple accounts for StreamYards because there's an option where you can link all the channels, but it's already linked. It just, YouTube is not having it for some apparent reason. So I don't know. I'll have to tinker with that. But yeah, the only channels I really go live on is this one and my other partwork channel. So Yeah. But they've been saying on the news, haven't they, 50,000 people died. I can't understand that. I think there's something not quite right there. Because, by the way, this should be like that diamond-shaped drill, but it is what it is. But, you know when they say on the news, 50,000, I know obviously they've had an earthquake, but I don't know what it is, but I just feel like that's not accurate. How the hell can there be 50,000? I mean, that's a hell of a lot of numbers. It just don't feel right. It feels like they've got that wrong. And I hate to say that, but it just seems such a sporadic number, you know? 50,000. And they've been building some sort of, I think is it porta cabins or something that they've been doing. So, yeah. I checked GBFKE, but the other thing, just before we go back to that, there was a picture on the news. There's been a brand new building built. I think it's to house people in, and it still had. They were saying that it still had the window stickers on it there because the earthquake destroyed it. All that money spent on building it, and they've got to do it all over again. But the thing is, obviously they're going to have to build things. It's going to take a hell of a long time to clear all that. But what happens if they build it all again and then they have another earthquake? So you know what's going to happen? The UK is probably going to help Turkey now. But apparently they've been saying that this £67 that we get each month to help everyone with their bills and stuff, that apparently that's being stopped now. It was supposed to continue until I think another 6 months or something, but apparently that's been scrapped. But we'll hear the full budget announcement on the is it the 15th or the 10th? So I'm not too sure what happens with that, but yeah. So yeah, anyway, GBFKE, I had a look on the tracking again, and apparently yesterday it left the airline, and it's still saying that it left the airline today, but it says left destination airline. So the destination must be here, because it's not going to be in China, is it? So I reckon probably another 3 to 4 days, but the good news is it's being sent with February. Which I was quite pleased about. Yodel are a pain in the arse because they will chuck things over the gate. This idiot, he's a horrible piece of shit, and he will basically, he doesn't care if your gate's locked or he can't open it. He seems to think it clearly says push the handle on the gate, right? So what does he do? He presses it, he thinks it's locked, can't be bothered to open the lock at the top, because there's a lock at the top and then you push the gate and it clearly says that. But no, he just chucks it over. But yeah, doesn't care if it's broke or anything. Horrible, mate. Absolute horrible piece of shit. I mean, one day my sister had this fucking great big, it was like a wicker basket thing, but you put all your clothes in it and stuff, and he came round and we booked a collection in. And he came round and said, oh, he couldn't fit it in the van. So he had to do some more deliveries and then come back later. You know, how can you not fit it in a massive transit? Because what they tend to do, if it's like DPD or that, or especially Parcel Force, they'll deliver all the day's parcels. Then when it gets to like 3 or 4 o'clock, they do the collections from like the post offices and that. So yeah, so but when they said that my crochet was being delivered by Yoda, I was thinking, oh great, here we go, because I know what Yoda are like, but I think it was the car driver because it said that it came out from Basildon, so the other van comes out from Ipswich. So yeah, it might have been the other van, but to be fair with you, I've never really had a problem with every. Yes, they can delay things. I mean, it's like got my sister some bath bombs because her birthday's coming up. I was going to give it for her birthday, but then I thought, oh, I'll give it to her now, you know. Because I can't resist. If I see something in the shop that I think she likes, I try to keep it for a special occasion. But then I find that I like to give it there and then. So, yeah. But I mean, the other day when they delivered something else, they said, it went out for delivery, but then it said, oh, sorry, we've had to reschedule your delivery. It's still coming today, though. I've never really personally had a problem with them. There was an occasion where they delivered one of my watches, and they delivered the magazine, but not the actual watch. Whether they stole it, I really don't know. But it just seems like it was really strange because they said it was damaged and then all of a sudden it went out for delivery. Do you see what I mean? So but yeah, I'm quite thankful that I'm not in too much pain with this. It is twinging a bit now and then, but I thought I would be in a lot more worse pain than this, so I'm a little bit scared to brush it because they said that I've got to brush it carefully, because if you, again, you've got to be so careful. If you dislodge that blood clot, you are gonna feel extreme pain. Now, I can cope with any pain apart from tooth pain. That is one thing I hate because it keeps you up. You can't concentrate on nothing. Your body is physically and emotionally tired. And yeah, so it's really, really quite annoying. Okay guys, so what I think I'll do is I'm going to do one more line. Because I forgot to do, I need like a little desk clock on here to tell me when I start, or like a timer or something. Yeah, hang on, Alexa, set me a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Alexa, stop. No, Alexa, cancel timer, please. Fuck's sake. Alexa, cancel timer. Are you deaf? Alexa, cancel timer, please. She's not even responding. Maybe she can't cancel the timer. I'll try one more time. Alexa, cancel my timer. Oh, still not having it. So you'll probably hear a ding-a-ling in a minute, but that's what we could do. We could probably, you know, go like set that, and then we know when the clock's up. You know, boom. But you can ask her to play all sorts, like Alexa, play rain sounds.
Welcome back to Rain Sounds by Sleep Jar. You now have the ability to unlock a 10-hour sound loop and high-quality audio with Pro membership. Do you want to try it?
No. No.
Okay. If you change your mind, just say Ask Rain Sounds about Pro
I won't
membership.
change my mind because I don't want
In
it.
the meantime, enjoy this free sample of Pro sound quality.
See, how relaxing is that? Lying in your bed listening to that. Oh, yeah, man. I love the sound of rain, but that sounds like a bloody... Alexa, stop. That sounds like, you know, where like a jack lead is going into a speaker, where it's like making that awful crackling noise. But, oh man, I love listening to that. Oh, is that yeah, it's a little bit cracked there. Can't believe we're almost finished with this. I've got to decide what to bring next, whether it'll be, I don't think it'll be GBFKE because that's not here yet, but we might be doing, I don't know really. I might do the cats, I'm not sure. But there we go. I definitely think my buying addiction of these paintings has stopped, because I don't get the urge to order them anymore, because I know I've got so many to work on. I only tend to buy them when I'm approaching the end of one. But yeah, there we go. That tape's worked a lot better. But look at that, absolutely fantastic. What a lovely, lovely project. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm probably gonna just trim that. So where have we got it? I need to have some there for them, but I'll just trim that there, I think. I love these scissors. These scissors came from a chap called Peter Webster, and he knows that I like surgical things, so apparently they're supposed to be surgical ones. I don't know if they are, but yeah, that's where we are, guys. I'm really enjoying that. Not a lot left to go. It looks like the 5 is the same colour as the grass, so that's fabulous. And we've got a rock there. And then it's just finding that orange colour to do that, which should be around here somewhere. But yeah, not much more to go, guys. Quite emotional to see it end, really. I love it. I hate it when you get to the end of a painting, because you know that you're not going to get that enjoyment of working on it again. But I really like that. Really, really lovely. It's a shame it doesn't have like a photo stand on the back, but that's gorgeous. Really gorgeous. I wonder if you can get like coasters where you can put your hot coffee on them, because I've always been nervous that heat can make the drills like disintegrate. I don't know, but these are lovely colours. Really, really enjoying this. It's just beautiful. I do love dinosaurs. Massive fan of Jurassic Park. But yeah, that's where we must leave it here, guys. So please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you want to get this company with the works, sorry, company with the range, and yeah, that'll be that. So until then, that's that. Have a lovely day. Take care. Adios, amigo.